Hi friends, it's Kamal and you're watching Maths by Jajoria. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel. In this video, I will explain the gradient of a straight line. However, I have discussed this previously in my previous videos, but that was more for GCSE's level and more like just an introduction of the straight line. In this video is for AS level plus, which means anything AS level or A level. Okay, so just a continuation on that one. I will also have the link for my previous videos, okay, on gradients of straight line. You can watch that. However, in this video I will start with the beginning, explain you as well. So let's start this. So what is a gradient of a straight line? The gradient of a straight line you need to think as like a slope. Okay, I explained to you. So you can find the gradient of the straight line joining 2 points. So as you know, if you have two coordinates, okay, and you join that, you can find the slope of the line or gradient of a straight line, considering the vertical distance and horizontal distance between the points. Okay, so let's explain it this. So here I have got here 2 points for you, and these are the 2 points. Okay, so here is your x1 y1. Okay, so these are your coordinate, and you also got here x2 y2. So okay, so this is you can say from here, okay, this is your x, that's your y, okay, and then that is your x, okay, and that's your y. Okay, so here this coordinate I said x1 and y1, so that it makes easier for you what I'm talking about, and this coordinate I said x2 y2. Okay, because these are the 2 different points. Okay, rather than giving coordinate like 0 1 or 1 2 or something like that, I would like to explain to you in this form first. Now you see here it says the gradient which we denote by m. Okay, so whenever we will talk about gradient, you will see most of the time we will just write m. Okay, m for gradient. This is how we will take forward. So gradient m of the joining the point with coordinate x1 y1, which is here, to the point with coordinate x2 y2. Okay, so this is, I have joined this. So as I join this one, what you see here, this is your x, yeah, so you know the on x-axis, this is the number, so you have like 1 2 3 4 and so on, and this point here you can say, okay, here is x1, however this point is x2. Okay, and same thing here as a y, so you can say, okay, this point is, you can say y1, and this point here is y2. Okay, this is your y and that is your x. So what do you actually see in here? You see here that to find the slope or the gradient of the line, the change in y value over change in x value. Okay, so what exactly that means? It means that any line when it gets the slope, you will always find that change in y value means that you have y2 here minus y1. So that will show you this part, okay, from here to here. That's why I have written here y2 minus y1 over x2 minus 1. So that is change in x value, and that's why I have written here x2 minus 1. So x2 is this one here, and this is your x1. So if you want to find this distance, you have to do x2 minus x1. Same thing here, this distance is y2 minus y1, so that will give you this length. Same thing, x2 minus x1 will give you this length. So this distance they will give you. So this y2 y1 over x2 x1 will give you the slope or gradient of the line. So the formula for that is m equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that's the way we find slope of the line, okay, when we have given the two coordinates. Okay, now let's do some example on that one. Okay, some simple examples just to find that. So let's say to work out the gradient of a line. Okay, so let's write down here that work out the gradient of the line. Okay, joining. So the coordinate is given to you, that is minus 2, 7, and you have 4 and 5. Okay, so let's put that on grid first, so it makes just to make your understanding of that one. So you have here x and y. Okay, so this is what you always need to do, most of the time I should say. Now you have here minus 2 and 7. So let's presume, okay, so that's your minus, and that is your 7. So let's presume this is 7. So we can say this coordinate is minus 2, 7. Okay. And this, let's presume this point here, x-axis and y, that is your 4 and 5. Okay. So same thing here, to find, is saying work out the gradient. Okay, so as you know, what is gradient formula here is, so you have here m equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, this is how you find, right? So we use this, so use this formula. Okay, so by using this formula, what do you exactly have here? Okay, so with this you have here x1 and y1. First we need to write coordinates here. Okay, so that's the best way of doing it. So that is your minus 2 and 7. Okay, and your x2 and y2, and that is your 4 and 5. Okay, right. So once you know this, then all you need to do is substitute these values into your formula. Okay, so we write down here again m, which is a gradient of the line. Okay, so what is your y2 here? Okay, because you need to go with that one. So y2 your here is 5. Okay, so we write down here 5, then minus y1. What is your y1? That is your 7. Okay, right? So that is your 7, and then you have x2. So this is your x2 here, 4 minus, and your x1 is -2. So minus -2. Okay. And what that will give you, so that is your 2. Okay, that, because it's minus, so you need to write down the minus sign here. Sorry, there's not enough space. Let me write again here, minus here. Okay, from here, right, top. So you got 2 here. Okay, and then you got minus and minus outside, so that will be your plus. So you got your 4 plus 2. So you got your -2 over 6. So that is your gradient. And you can further simplify that. That will give you 1 over 3. So -1 over 3. Okay, so that is your gradient. Okay, this is how you find gradient. Now, let's go with another example as well, before I explain to you further about some of the method to find gradient or other intercept, etc. Okay, let's have one other example. And another example says that the line joining the two coordinates has a gradient. So it has been given to you. So let's write down this one here for you. It says the line joining. So these are your coordinate 2 and -5 and 2, 4 and A. So when you see this is A here, so somehow they will ask something about A. So let's see what is that. So 4 and A. So 2 -5 being given to you, 4 being given to you, but here A is not given to you. Okay, and but what is given to you? It says has a gradient. So the gradient has been given to you. Okay, so gradient is -1. So you see here, because the gradient has been given to you, you don't need to really bother about now that how you get the gradient. So because you got this here. Okay, I'll explain to you. Okay, now what is asking is saying the find the value of the error. That's what we thought about. So work out the value of A. So this is what we need to find. So it says work out the value of A. Okay, so let's do this one then. Work out the value of A. How would you do that? So in this one, we will just use the formula. Okay, so in this formula, first we write, so use the formula first. So use m equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So that's your formula. Okay, so here what you have, so let's write down here, we have here m, yeah, this m, because gradient is given to you, gradient is equal to -1. Okay, this has been given to you. Then what else is given to you? And it says x1 y1, we can say that as well. Okay, and that we can say, okay, that is equal to 2 and -5, correct? What else? x2 and y2, what has been given? 4, but the y2 is A. Yeah, you got it? So at least you know now. This is what y2, this is not given. But now you see in your formula here, you always been doing in your GCSEs either, you just need to make A as a subject. Okay, and that would be just like a simplifying the equation, right? But however, we need to write that first. Okay, so let's do this. if I have enough space here. So I will write down here -1. What is your y2 here? That is your a. Okay. So now we, rather than writing y2, we will write what exactly we need to find. That is your a minus, what is your y1 here? The y1 is your -5. So we just put that in bracket so that it's easier for us to simplify. Then you got x2, which is your 4. And then you got to your x1, but that is your 2. Okay, so now you got that, right? So you know -1. So let's simplify this further again. Okay, so from here you will get a plus 5. Okay, minus outside. That will change the sign, a plus 5. And then you got here 4 minus, so that is your 2. Okay, so just simplify now again. So we can write this a plus 5, that is equal to -2. Okay, I'm sure you can do this one. Okay, then you got here a equal to -2 and -5, that is equal to -7. So a is here equal to -7. All right. Okay. That's what it is. Okay. Now, I hope that is clear to you now. So what you have done here, how to find actually slope or the gradient of the line. Okay, that's very important because gradient will play a really major role in your further studies. Okay, so having a good understanding of that will help you in your further studies of when we talk about calculus, differentiation, integration, equation of circles, etc. Okay, right. Now, there's a few more things which you should also learn, that the equation of a straight line can be written in the form y equal to mx+c. Okay, so this is very important as well. We will talk about a straight line, and sometimes we'll say, okay, so the straight line, because we can write in the form y equal to mx+c. Okay, here, as you know, m, so as already said, that where m is the gradient, so most of the time we will say, when we write this equation, the m is, straight away you know that m by default is your gradient, and c here, anything you will have in that equation, c is the y-intercept. The y-intercept means that that straight line somehow will cut y axis. So depending on that, it could cut this side or even could cut this side, depending on the slope of the line. Okay, so just to identify that. Okay, also the equation of a straight line can also be written in the form ax plus by plus c equal to 0, where a, b, c are integers. Okay, so remember that as well. Okay, so these two, please remember. Okay, okay, let's do some examples on that one. So the first one would be the write down the gradient and the y-intercept. Okay, because we talk about here y-intercept. So the next example is this is asking you that the equation is given to you, which is y equal to -3x plus 2. Okay, so they say this is what the equation is. So it's just asking you simply write down the gradient and y-intercept of the line. Okay, so asking you what? Asking you gradient. Okay, and is asking you the y-intercept. So, okay, so y-intercept of the line. So what's the line? So this is what the question been given to you already. So as you know that from here, the equation of the straight line can be written in the form y equal to mx plus c. Okay, so this is what we need to make these if it's not in this form. If it's in this form, then you know, more or less you can just say, okay, this is what the gradient is. So from, you know, the form y equal to mx, your equation being given to you is already in that form, so you don't really need to do much in this. So you can just write straight away the gradient m that is what is your m here is -3, so you just write down that your gradient m is -3. Okay, got it? Then is asking you y-intercept of the line. Okay, so y-intercept of the line here is your c. Okay, so what is your c here? It's 2. Okay, so you can say y-intercept of the line, okay, is okay, so you can say c, which is equal to 2. So this is what you got. Okay, so however, the c is equal to 2, but you need to give the coordinate. Okay, so what you will write here, you will say, so the y, because you need to find, it says here that you need to find the y-intercept of the line, so which means that you need to give a coordinate. So the y, so you need to write down this. Okay, so don't just say c equal to 2 and just leave that. Please don't do that. So y-intercept, the coordinate, that would be equal to your 0 and 2. Okay, that is your 2. Okay, so that's what it's saying. So but you need to write down this. So the y-intercept is 0 and 2. Okay, right. So that's so I think it's okay with that. Let's say if we can do another example. Yeah, why not? Okay, let's do this one. In this one, we can say, right, so let's cover this example now here. Okay, so it says that the line y, so let me write down this here. So it says the line, so there's the equation y equal to 4x minus 8 meets the x-axis. So this has been given to you. So it says that this is your equation of the line. It says it meets the x-axis. So you can just presume here, you know that, okay, this is your x-axis. So something what it says, you can just kind of figure out at the point. So the point is given to you now. It says point P. So point P is given to you. So it's anywhere x-axis, it could be this way or this way, but the line equation being given to you, and it says that meets x-axis at the point P, and okay, so could be anywhere on the x-axis. Okay, so all is asking you work out the coordinates of the P. Okay, so it says what would be the, so it says work out the coordinates of P. Okay, so you need to just tell the coordinates of that. So to start with, we need to first write here 4x. What's the equation of the line? So you need to write this one. So it says 4x, so I'm just doing this way, minus 8 equal to 0. Okay, so the line meets, because as you're saying that it's meeting at this x here, and you need to tell that the coordinate of the P. So what we need to do here first, we need to say, okay, the 4x minus 8, that is equal to 0. So you need to say, you need to rearrange the equation into the form which we talk about here, as the equation of the straight line can be written in the form ax plus by plus c equal to 0, where a, b, c are integers. So this is exactly we're doing here. Okay, 4x minus 8 equal to 0. Okay, that's the way we're gonna find out. Yeah, okay, so understand that. So this is what we applying here. So once we know that, the Okay, so just simplify this and get the value of your x. So you got your here 4x minus 8, and x is equal to your 2. Okay, simplify this one. So write down here that the line, your line, okay, so it says meets the x-axis. It says when your y is equal to 0, because this is what we done here, y equal to 0. Yeah, y equal to 0. So what we did here, you must write down this. Substitute y equal to 0 into y equal to 4x minus 8. So you must write down this. Once you write this, then you do this, simplify this equation, and then you just simply write P has coordinate which is 2, x is your 2, and y was your 0, because you says okay, when y is 0, so you will write 2 and 0. Okay, so this is one of the another example. Now I'm just gonna move on to another example now. Okay, you might have these any of the examples here in the exam. However, that will probably will have not much of the marks. Here I will talk about this, some of the example which you might get in exam with a good mark. Okay, so let's have an understanding of that as well. Okay, right, so what's the first question? Let's go with that one first. It says that a line, and the line is cuts the x-axis at 5 and 0. So that is, so it's saying that there's a line, so it just says L is the line. Okay, so the line, this time the nothing been given to you, it just says L, so the equation is not given to you. Cuts the x-axis at point, so the point is being given to you this time. Okay, you remember the previously we said what's the point, so we had to find the point, but this time line equation is not given to you, point being given to you. It says x-axis as 5, 0, and the y-axis, so the y and x has been given to you. Okay, so you can just think as okay, always try to see if you can have a good understanding of that as well. Okay, so you may not need to do in this in exam, because that could be a time consuming, just for your understanding of that. Okay, so you know that your x-axis is 5 and 0, so you know it's somewhere here. Okay, so you go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's somewhere here, and then it says y-axis 0, 2, so that's somewhere here, so you know somehow the line will go this way. Okay, right. However, just to understand that how your line L will behave. Okay, in this example, also what it says find the gradient of the line and also find an equation. Okay, so as that you were expecting, definitely that line L been given, so they will ask you for equation in the form being given to you as well. So remember that you need to give this form. So when you find the equation of the line, you need to give in this form. Okay, so let's see. So the first bit what we need to do here is find the gradient. Okay, so as you know that the formula for the gradient. Okay, if you want, I can just for you. So this is your x before I do. So these are the code. Okay, so being given to you. Okay, something like this. So this is what it is. We need to find the equation line. Okay, so as I said, you don't need to do this in exam because it's quite time consuming. You just go straight to what been asked. So gradient m is equal to, first of all, always write what the formula is. Okay, So once you write this, that makes it easier for you. So in here, you need to also write what is your x1 and y1. Okay, makes it easier for you. So your x1 and y1 is equal to 5 and 0. Okay, then what is your x2 and y2? That is your 0 and 2. Okay, so you got that. Okay, as you know that once you have this, yeah, it's just put straight into in your equation to find gradient. Okay, so that is your 2. So what is your y2 here? Is your 2 minus y1, 0. Okay, and then you got your y2, 0 minus 5, and okay, x2, sorry, x2 minus x1. So that is your x1, x2 is your 5, sorry, x2 is your 0, and x1 is your 5. So that's why you got here 0 minus 5. Okay, so the gradient of the line, that will be your that's your 2. Okay, and that's your minus, so I'll just write down here 2 over 5. Okay, minus 2 over 5. Okay, so that is your gradient. So write down here. Right, so now you got your gradient. So what's next? It says find an equation of the line in the form ax plus by plus c. Okay, so as I said to you previously, always write down that first. As say, the equation of the straight line can be written in the form y equal to mx plus c. Okay, so that's you write first. So then you know the coordinates. So in here, your m is equal to minus 2 over 5, and your c here is equal to 2. Okay, so I will come back to you for that. Okay, how did you get this one? Right, so from the coordinate, so I write down here from the coordinates 0 and 2, from the coordinate 0 and 2, because it says here that the line occurs as x-axis at 0 and 2. So this is what I'm talking about, because you want to know how I got c equal to 2. So from the coordinate 0 and 2, okay, the y-intercept, okay, that is your y-intercept is 2. Okay, so this is from here I got it, right? You got it, and that's why I said c is equal to 2. Okay, so once you have that, so let's write down in this here. From here you have your y equal to mx. So what is your m here? Is the minus 2 over 5x. Yeah, and then you got plus c. What is your c here? Is your 2. So now you have this equation. However, it's asking you find an equation in this form. So ax plus, so you have to write this one. Okay, once you have in this form, then you know that it's completed. Otherwise you lose marking. Right, so simplify this one. 5y equal to minus 2x plus 10. Okay, so it's just simplifying this. I'm simplifying that. That is your goal. So it goes into that form. You can do 2x plus 5y minus 10 equal to 0. Okay, so now you got the equation in this form, what is being asked. So always do this. Please don't leave just here. Okay, otherwise I don't know how many marks you will lose on that one. All right, so let's do another one. It's a very good question, mostly been asked in exam. So let's do that. And then it's almost completed for this time. It says the straight line L, again, same thing, straight line L. So the line equation is not given to you. Passes through these coordinate, with this coordinate, 0 and 6, and has a gradient. So the gradient being given to you. And also 0 and 6 means here, you know, the x is your 0, the 6. So it's like passing through y, okay? And it's intersects the line with equation. So in this one, what has been given to you, you have been given this L straight line, and it's also given to you another equation for the line. So these are two lines, okay? So the two lines there, right? And it says point P. So it crosses at point P. So it says the intersects the line with the equation this. So in other words, you have two lines, okay? So some kind of like a line here, or like crossing, something like this, okay? Think of that. And then it says, so it intersects at the point P. And that's where they say find the coordinate of the point P, okay? So think that way. This is what they're asking, something like that. Okay, so let's just work with the what we have, and then what formulas we have. So, and then slowly try to get to your answers what been asked. So the first of all, what we need to do is to find the coordinates. To find the coordinates of P, first of all, we need to say, okay, the line, the straight line which they're saying here, this is what we need to find. So that would be, we say y equal to mx+c. Okay, so straight away we write this form. Okay, so this is our form. Okay, then from this it says what been given to you here. So it says okay, so we write down here line L has equation y equal to, so what is your gradient is -2. So what is your m here? Your m here is -2. So you write down here -2 x, yeah, plus passes through 0, 6, okay, here. So you know the 6 is your c here, okay, so you write down here. So what is your c here? Is 6 from here, yeah, because this is what we discussed up here. So you got your line L, that's what the equation is. Okay, so you got your L, which has the equation this. Then the second equation is also given to you. Okay, so it says for the second line, so I'll write down here for you, for the second line, what's the equation? It's 5x minus 8y minus 15 equal to 0. Okay, now somehow you need to make this second line in this form, something like this here. Okay, we'll explain to you what's the reason for that. So this second line you need to make in this form. Okay, so let's do that one. Okay, so that would be your 8y equal to 5x minus 15. Okay, just rearranging that actually, or there's nothing else I done. So you know, you can just say take 8y other side. Okay, and leave rest here. Okay, and then just rearranging that one, and just write down what your y would be. So your y would be 5 over 8x minus 15 over x. Okay, so it's 15 by 8. So this is what we got, the second line in this form. We got first line in this form, we got second line in this form. Okay, so now you probably know what I'm gonna do next, right? So yes, so what I do that because it says that the lines intersect, so these the lines intersects. Okay, so that's what it says, isn't it? So intersect where. Okay, so with where, so it says line intersect where. So first write what we have. So the lines are y equal to minus 2x plus 6, and you have y equal to 5 over 8 x minus 15 over that. Okay, so now we need to write this, both lines, y here equal to each other. That's the only way we're going to find the coordinate. So we say minus 2x plus 6 equal to this line. Okay, you got it. Okay, simply just rearrange this one. Okay, so what we get here, from here we get 8. Okay, we bring this one 8 the other side. Okay, so that we can write this equation, just rearranging that one. And minus 2x plus 6, that we just put this in bracket, that will be equal to, okay, your 5x minus 15. Okay, so once we have this one, just open this, further simplify, that will give us 16x plus 48. Yeah, 48. So minus 16x plus 48 equal to 5x minus 15, right? And write down this one, just rearrange that further, so that you can also write 5x plus 16x minus 15 equal to 48, right? And that can be written as 21. Sorry, I need to write here because I haven't got much space to do the rest of the sum. So this can be done as 21x equal to 48 plus 15, then 21x equal to 63. Okay, so then your x is equal to 63 over 21, and that is equal to 3. So your x is equal to 3. Right, see, you almost got there. So once you got x equal to 3 here, you found the x equal to 3. What you need to do this, we need to find the coordinate. Yes, right. So we write then again here, we says substitute. So that's what we're going to do, substituting x equal to 3 into your equation. Which equation? Which is y equal to minus 2x plus 6. Okay, y equal to minus 2x plus 6. So this one, this equation, the line L, which the equation we gave. Okay, in that you need to do. Okay, not in the second line. Okay, so always remember that, not in the second line, because second line is always being given to you. So we just do this one in the actual L line which was passing through and intersecting. Okay, so that's what we will do. So once we have do this one, you need to find the value of y. Okay, so you know that. So your x is here 3 plus 6. Okay, so just do this one, please. That will be your minus 6. Then you got plus 6. That will give you. So just write down here minus 6, and then you got plus 6. That will give you 0. So your y is equal to 0. Okay, so y is equal to 0. Okay, so now your x is 3 and your y is equal to 0. So you got the coordinate. Okay, so what is that would be? So that is your so you can write down here. You need to write down here because it's been asked to you. The line. So okay, so these lines intersect at P. So, and that your P is 3 and 0. So x is your 3, y is your 0. So that will be your answer for that. Okay, understand that? Okay. It's just to understand that, okay, that what been given to you, and the second line been given to you, and then what is being asked. So you can get somehow you can get the idea that how you actually work out this kind of sum. Okay, it was a quite good sum, and if you get something like this in exam, it carries a good marks as well. So just to make understanding on that, that would be really beneficial to you as well. Right, for today, this is more or less. So do me a favor, if you are finding this video informative, please like and subscribe this video. And as I always say, it just motivates me when you like and subscribe, and just motivates me to make more videos. Be sure to click that like button and drop the comments if you have any questions, and I will do my best to reply. And for this time, thank you very much. See you later.